Oh no, not more evilness. I don't think I can take much more. A hideous figure is coming into focus. This man is even uglier than you. It is the sorcerer, Zarok himself. The spirits say he will crush you like a worm, and then ride roughshod over all Galamir till the end of days. They like that sometimes, the spirits. They can be very downbeat. Oh well, ease up on yourself. I don't think them silly spirits quite realize the incredible power of the Anubis stone, my friend. Now go and mash it up.
You mean mash him up, right? Anyway, hello ladies and gentlemen back here. Jen Deltine, Ellie Like, welcome back to MediEvil. Yeah, in the last part, we dealt with, literally, we literally dealt with the last of the levels that we can get to. And we're finally, you know, to the end of our rope.
That way leads back to graveyard.
I know it does. That's, you know, I just need to get out of here in general. But yeah, I spent a little bit of time getting some stuff, reorganizing my equipment, buying everything I can until I can get to this point. So I'm all healed up, I'm all ready for this final battle with Zarok. This is literally the last level of the game. I just wanted to showcase that small little fortune thing. Because I didn't do everything in this game. I didn't, like, read all of Dan's journal entries and other stuff. In all honesty, I don't think that's technically important. And, you know, I'm slightly rushing this for Halloween, but yeah, I could be wrong. And maybe people wanted to see that. Maybe in a bonus episode, I might read everything that's there. If anyone watches this. Because, you know, if no one's going to watch it, might as well not bother. So I'm just going to post, you know, just post what I have right now. Maybe at some point I might read everything off later. You know, just as a personal thing. Or maybe for a special, I don't know, whatever. For now, I'm just going to play this and be done with it. Because it's not a bad game. It's just, you know, I like this game. It's just I'm a little bit apprehensive, but yet wanting to do this at the same time. So let's get started, shall we? This will literally be the final battle with Zarok. Well, sort of. We need to deal with three things, well, sort of. We're going to deal with a gauntlet, and then we're going to deal with a small boss, and then we're going to deal with another battle that's a little bit different, and then finally we're going to deal with Zarok himself. Which I'll defend when we get to it, because there's a specific reason for it. So, let's get started, shall we?
Zarok's lair. Ooh, scary.
Kind of phoning it in, aren't you?
Oh, it's you. Actually, we never thought you'd get this far. I don't really have anything written down. Hang on. Okay, here goes. Your final encounter! Damn. Sorry. Pressure. Your final encounter, that's better, with Zarok awaits beyond this point. He has surrounded himself with his unnatural bodyguards. We've always had our suspicions about that lot. But you may yet even the odds by calling upon the powerful magic of the Anubis stone. Good luck, third annual Fortescue. Oh, look, that'll have to do. Now go on and die quietly. Some of us are trying to read.
Hey, I'll be able to beat him, okay? Unfortunately, it's not as simple as I think it would.
The final showdown.
Yep.
Finally, you can prove yourself as warrior. Be brave, Sir Fortescue. And remember, we have all pieces of the Anubis stone.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, and if it looks like you're going to lose, don't let him hit you in the head. I've got the place just how I want it now.
Sir Fortescue, my old nemesis, so we meet again. I see that a century spent as rotting meat has done nothing to diminish your naive obsession with the freedom of Galamir. Do you remember my champion, the late Lord Cardock? Well, guess what? He's back! And he says he's looking forward to shooting you in the other eye. You know, for old time's sake.
Yeah, get mad, Dan.
And while Lord
Use that rage.
prepares for your rematch, he sent some of his soldiers so you don't get bored.
Yeah, this is kind of what I meant by the gauntlet. Okay, let's get our technical best weapon for projectiles for now and deal with these little cannon fodder. I really hate how these guys can just flame you and drain off a good amount of your health. At least this lightning does damage to these guys pretty well. Yeah, so there's no chalice here. You're just literally fighting enemies and hordes. Until he starts taking you seriously. Okay, let's see. What should I use now? Well, I could use the chicken drumsticks. Actually, I might use the chicken drumsticks. Come on! Okay, now for the magic sword. Thanks for the health, Zarok. I'm pretty sure those chickens don't stay around, so that's kind of the downside here. At least I don't think so. Okay, yeah, they do stay here. And there's Zarok's loyal captain. That's literally a centaur. So I wonder how Ravenhoofs feels about this whole situation. You like throwing arrows that explode? Well, so do I. Well, at least I have ones that actually do that. I really wish I could hit him with the explosive arrows, but I don't think it actually does much. Ugh. And now, time for the mano-a-mano fight with this thing.
Dodge his attacks, and he'll lose his cool.
I kind of want to do this in a specific way that I like doing, because in the first time when I did it, it was kind of funny. Ow! Come on! Actually, yeah, might as well. Come on! Not as elegant as, you know, jumping to the side and hitting him, but still. Let's see. Actually, you know, I'm kind of curious. Really? All of that and it didn't even do that much? I guess it really is only good against enemies. I guess that doesn't do much damage up close. Take that! Now that was from Tim, or Canning, whatever his name is. At least I healed up with one of them. I'm still gonna use this crossbow to shoot you in the eye, Zarok. When I get the chance, at least.
What? You dare defeat Lord Kardok? At least I won't miss mucking out his stable. But of course, Fortescue, you still have to die.
Really?
Prepare the attack, my beautiful Phasgol.
Oh, Christ. These things.
Interesting Phasgol factor. Did you know that Phasgols are impervious to mortal weapons? It's really quite fascinating. So unless you're hiding a ghostly penknife or a spectral billiard ball in a sock, this battle is going to be very short and uninspiring.
You sure about that?
Goodbye, Fortescue.
Okay, time to fuse the Anubis stone.
Got all my pieces.
What's that? The Anubis stone. Oh, this is going to be good. Fortescue, what's a gangling dullard like you hope to do with the sacred stone? Some of the most learned sorcerers in history have been driven mad trying to understand its elusive mysteries. But don't let me dampen your optimism, my lord captain of the King's Croquet team.
I am captain of the King's Guard, and you shall see my wrath. I shall be the hero that Galamir needs. And its suburbs. So, yeah, that's basically the gist of what this thing can do. In a second, I'll show you. Let me just do something real quick. I literally need to go to the bathroom. Okay.
Use the Anubis stone to keep your troops fighting fit.
Yep, that's basically what this is. That's basically what this does, actually. You're supposed to keep all your characters, or at least a good amount of them, from dying. Completely, at least. But the thing about this good lightning that you're using, I think that's what it's called, right? Well, whatever it is. In the original game, it was called good lightning, and it basically healed up any of these character things. But that's basically kind of the point of it. At least in this game, it makes more sense why you're doing this. Because in the original game, the ability for good lightning kind of just came out of nowhere, really. Although it kind of made sense where these souls came from. Because originally, the way these particular guys just came about was the fact that they just appeared from your chalice of souls. Which I guess makes sense. You turn your enemies into, you know, puppets that you can use. But still. Well, at least some of these guys are starting to gain ground on them. I was hoping to keep all of them alive throughout this entire experience, but sometimes you can't win them all. Oh yeah, by the way, this sort of works just by literally just holding down one of the attack buttons onto them. Not all of them, granted. Still. Anyway, after completing this and taking away how many of these guys are left, you're literally given all of these health vials to slightly restore your health a bit. Not completely, but at least a little bit. It's better than nothing.
Fortescue, 40, baby. You are full of surprises. Who could have foreseen that my Phascal horde would be bested by a rancid ignoramus and his flybait army? But how are you with creeping things, Fortescue? Obviously you're fond of worms. You've shacked up with them for a century. But how are you with snakes?
Not great with them, but eh.
Big snakes? Find them agreeable, do we? How about huge, monstrous snakes, 40, darling? How about...
So to be fair on some people say his actual appearance in this game, or at least as his final form, doesn't really look all that interesting. It's a giant snake demon sort of thing, which makes sense, but I will defend this final boss because it's actually more intuitive than the other final boss of the original game. Look, I'm not saying like Zarok's original form thing wasn't bad or anything. It was some type of weird dragon hybrid thing that he became. But seriously, it's not really all that interesting in terms of a boss fight, because he literally tries to attack you while he's invincible, and then you can only attack him when he's not invincible. So it's like, it's not really all that interesting of a boss fight in particular. But this one actually is more intuitive, and in all honesty, it's kind of more cooler. Yes, here's how it works. He'll perform a few attacks depending on his particular attack style, and mainly that's kind of just simple. He'll do either a ground stomp, ground pound, or he'll do this weird...
His mouth done! Get his mouth!
He'll do this weird attack thing where he starts spitting acid, and the next attack, which is kind of cool but dangerous, is a, literally a top spin attack, where he basically goes about and spins himself in place to try to hit you.
The tip of his tail, Dan! It is his sensitive spot!
I know, but I just got hit, so I can't really do anything. Oh. He also has this other attack, which is basically a weird forward charging attack. At least most of it is, you know, telegraphed enough. So at least it's a decent boss fight. It's more intuitive than you think it would be. At least I shot him in the eye with his with the crossbow Tim gave me, so at least there's that positive note.
Ah, his mouth! Dan, get his mouth!
Trying to hit him with most weapons, and I know that's showboating, but at the same time it's fun. I guess the other issue with this boss fight is that Salim will not shut up sometimes. Dang it! I really wish it didn't, like, start you in place whenever you get hit in a certain way. It's kind of annoying. Okay, sorry about that. Someone was calling me and I needed to answer. Sorry. Hiya! And yes, I am using a lot of the weapons just because I want to. It's to show off. Club? No, don't use the club. Take that, you overgrown boot. You know what? Just because I feel like it, I'm going to be using this against you. Take that! In all honesty, that's just for cathartic reasons. Just like burning his tail is. Oh yeah, this is part of the fight where he basically literally just decides to literally do this. He starts adding in attacks from his other moves into, you know, doing the other stuff. Oh yeah, that's another issue with his acid spit. It residuals and still does damage. So you gotta be careful with that type of thing. Really wish I could hit something with that better than I can, but eh. Okay, I was able to at least do that stomp attack once.
The tip of his tail, Dan! It is his sensitive spot!
I know. Calm down. I'm just kind of swinging wildly with my weapons. And now I'm gonna stick to this one. I know, Tim, you said I would shoot him in the eye for you. But for now... Actually...
His mouth, Dan! Get his mouth!
I know. Sometimes Al can get like this, where he literally starts screaming at the top of his lungs about this whole thing. Which can get annoying. Come on, die! Die! Okay, come on, come on. You know you want me. Come on. Die! 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 I think that's it. Oh, come on.
Smash the end of his tail, Dan! He hates that!
Why do I need to smash his tail? Ah! I think that's it. I think that's literally it. The hero sword and the golden shield, which is magic shield, but not really. Yes! Yes! Yeah! I win! I win! And that's the end of that, Zarok. Look what this jawless arrow magnet did to you.
Fortescue, curse you, thricefold.
Was twice not enough?
It's come to this. I am finally defeated. Painfully, ignominiously.
He's literally bleeding.
But particularly painfully. But if I am to fail, then all shall perish with me. I didn't get to be the embodiment of evil without maintaining certain traditional standards. You are doomed, Fortescue. You will never leave this place. Oh, yes. Now that was an evil laugh.
Good for you, pal. You literally brought this whole place down on all of us. I understand you were, you know, okay with taking, you know, yourself down with us, but, you know, I'm pretty sure not in this way. He literally got himself killed. And since he's dead...
At last, freedom!
Thanks, pal. Thanks for leaving me here. You think you know a guy. And no, he's not actually going to leave us, but seriously, you think he'd remember that, you know, the guy he spent in the skull for so long is kind of almost about to die. Hello? Took you a while. I will say, when I first saw him, I thought his design was actually going to change when he, you know, got himself free. I thought he'd become something a little bit more pleasing to the eyes. But no, he literally just became a bigger version of himself. Which is alright, I guess. But, yep, that's it. Defeating Zarok has finally lifted the curse off this land. Made the sun shine again. Made all the people's souls return back to them and not be possessed anymore. By the way, apparently all these people are related to each other, or at least the little girl, that man, and that woman. They're a married couple, and the daughter is, and that little girl is their daughter. They're all named Mad. Their last names, at least, like Mr., Mrs., and something Mad. Anyway, you did a good job, Dan. You really did. Take a nice, long rest. Because in this timeline, you really don't get a sequel, unfortunately. But at least it closes off on a good note, at least. Go ahead, take a rest. But don't worry, Dan. You won't be forgotten. Considering you get a remake, you know, you're definitely not forgotten. But now you finally get indoctrinated into the Hall of Heroes. Which is very much better, like, actually animated than the original one. No offense, considering it was on the PS1, so I can't blame them for that. I wonder if, like, they talk to him, what weapon would he give them? His arm? Which is literally a boomerang club? Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. But good job, Dan. Well, that's it.
And so Sir Daniel Fortescue finally earned his place in the Hall of Heroes. Down on the right, past the one who looks like a pantomime horse with a dodgy accent.
Ha!
And Gallowmere, fair Gallowmere, was freed from the yoke of evil. The sun beamed down from the heavens once more, small children skipped and ducks could paddle the ponds in safety. Zarok, the most vicious, most malignant, most foul of creatures, was utterly vanquished. This time, never to return. Well, assuming there isn't a sequel.
There isn't. The original did have a sequel, but it actually didn't have Zarok as a villain. And that's it. That's MediEvil Resurrection for the PSP. A reimagining of the original MediEvil. which kind of is no longer needed since we have a remake of the original game that's going to be coming out on PS4. Of course, they couldn't help themselves. I really wish, we could, I really wish I could afford to get that game, but I can't, so there's the issue there. I will say, kind of makes sense why they have a naked man, so it kind of makes sense. So, yeah. How do I think of this game? Well, I'm a little bit biased towards it since, I actually, grew up with this game instead of the original. Well, I actually did play the original, just not as much as I wanted to. I borrowed it and had a demo of the game, but never owned it. So, I played it before and had fun with it, but this game is the one I owned and played a lot of. And I liked it, although I got stuck in certain places. But how is it as a whole? I think it's a good game. It's just a little bit different of a remake or reimagining, which, makes sense, to the original, which was trying to be, trying to be a specific thing, and this one took it in a different direction. This was more goofy and more, funny, lighthearted than the original, which was more, serious in a weird sense. But both felt, about the same in a completely different aspect, There's different ways of interpreting it. To me, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I honestly thought this was pretty good. But it really all depends on your particular tastes and whether or not you think it's good or not. But that's, I will play the original PS1 game of MediEvil. The reason why I played the remake is because, or the reimagining, is because it was shorter and I was able to get through it quicker. And I already played it, to test it, so it's fine. So that's why. So I will play the original and maybe the remake at some point. And then the sequel to the original, like the second game, at some point. But that's another story for another time. I'll see you all next time for the next video. Until then, take care, my bots. Sayonara. And thanks for watching.